Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today I'm going to be showing off the new 6 Samurai cards. Now, you might assume I'm going to be putting a lot of counters all over the place, but no. Instead, what I'm going to do is write down all the counters I'm going to place all over the place, because for some reason, Dueling Book does not have a functional counter system, because sometimes it just adds extra or removes extra on the basis of nothing. So this is like attempt number 9 of me making this video, because wow, it's so broken and it makes me lose my place and undoes the combo that took multiple minutes to get there while explaining this broken setup. So obviously I'm going to write down the counters, turn on the volume, I get over it. So new 6 Samurai cards were announced, and man, they are powerful. But it's also something I want to show off, because this combo I'm going to show off right now is the Infinite Counter Loop. But in truth, I do not think that combo is good. Not because it can't do everything in the entire game, but because who cares? You will lose to every hand trap, you are putting a bunch of Garnets in your deck, and it doesn't even work on a simulator like Master Duel. Like, that infinite combo cannot work on many ways to play this game, which is why I never really like showing it off, but I will do it here. So if you do happen to be in a situation where you can do the combo, I want to show off the ridiculousness of it, because prior to this support, the setup required to set up the Infinite Loop was basically a 5-card hand. Now it's a 2-card hand, and what we need for this combo is a card to discard, and then one of each of the new ones. So we will normal and then special summon with its own effect. So these two new ones, the level 3, when it's sent from the field to the grave, can search a 6 Samurai Quick Play. The level 2, when it's sent from the field to the grave, can search a 6 Strike. Both of them can special summon themselves from the hand while you control a 6 Samurai besides themselves, and they're both tuners. So they are both very insane. So we will go ahead, normal one, special summon the other, link these two off into Battle Shogun, which we will go ahead and discard. Chainlink 1 will search, Chainlink 2 will search, Chainlink 3 will search, and then we will go ahead and get our searches, which will be Asceticism, Gateway of the Six, and of course, Double Assault, which is a new spell for this deck. Now we're going to activate Gateway. Next, we're going to activate 6 Strike, which is just a monster reborn, but it also has a graveyard effect to become Warrior Returning Alive, but you can only use one or the other effect. You can't use both on the same turn. So we're going to use 6 Strike on Instructor, which will put a counter on Battle Shogun and 2 counters on Gateway. Yes, I am writing it down. And next, we're going to activate Asceticism to target the Instructor, to special summon a 200 attack 6 Samurai from our deck, which we will now have 2 counters and then 4 on Gateway. So we will remove the 2 counters from Battle Shogun and then 2 of the 4 counters from Gateway, and we will search Kizan, which we will then special summon, which will put 4 back on Gateway. Next, we will synchro these 2 into the new Shien Synchro, which will put 6 on, we'll have 6 on Gateway and then 1 back on Battle Shogun. Now this is cool. This is probably the best card of the new support. Not only is it a monster negate to complement the level 5 Synchro spell Trap Negate, but it also, on Synchro Summon, searches a Shien or 6 Samurai effect monster from your deck to your graveyard, which is very handy. But because it's a monster negate, one of the earliest summons you can do in this deck is summon a negation to Nibiru or Droll. This combo is just about setting up the Infinite Loop, but many other combos I've been testing with this deck will summon this very early on and just go ham. So that's something to keep in mind. So with Shien, we are going to search the 6 Samurai, which will be another Kizan, which we will then special summon, which will put the number of counters on Gateway at 8. Next, we'll remove the 1 counter from Battle Shogun and then 3 from Gateway to put it at 5 on Gateway, to search, of course, a Kizan, and then special summon it to put 7 on Gateway. Next, we will link these 2 away into another Battle Shogun, which puts the original Shogun at 1 counter, and then 9 on Gateway. Next, we will remove 1 from Shogun, and 3 from Gateway to put it at 6, and we are going to search red, Mizuho. So Mizuho is one of the necessary pieces for this infinite loop, but now we will link these away into Skuldred, which we will then special summon. Using Skuldred's effect, we will summon red to the Battle Shogun zone, which puts 1 counter on Shogun, and then now we are at 8 counters on Gateway, and we will remove 1 from Shogun and 3 from Gateway, so 5 on Gateway, and we will search blue, which puts us back at 7, because we can special summon it while we control a Mizuho. Then we will remove 4, so we are at 3 counters for Gateway. And we will go ahead and search another copy of Sheena, which is blue, and special summon that one. So we are back at 5 counters. So this is the loop you're trying to get to. So what happens is Mizuho has an effect. You contribute a 6 Samurai to target a card on the field, destroy it. So we'll target itself. So in a new chain, Sheena, when it's tributed, you can target a 6 Samurai in your graveyard and add it to your hand, which will be Mizuho. And Mizuho, similar to Sheena, while you control one or the opposite, you can special summon it. So we will special summon it to the Shogun zone, which puts another 3 counters up, 2 for Gateway, so it's at 7, and then 1 for Shogun. So we'll remove 1 from Shogun, and then 3 from Gateway, putting it at 4 to get a Sheena, which puts it at 6. So we are at 6 counters, and then of course we'll tribute that to destroy that new chain, get this back, and then special summon this, and then obviously. So what is happening, if you've been paying attention, even though I can't place the counters, every time I do this interaction, I net positive 1 counter, which is very slow, but it's infinite. To an absolute degree, you have infinite counters. So in a simulator, this combo, you can never perform this combo fast enough to work. Even when you have a bajillion counter generators, the problem with the infinite combo is that it depends on you creating a number that no longer considers the possibility of you running out. Like, if you were in a manual setting, like actually playing at locals or a tournament setting of any kind, after both players acknowledge this is an infinite loop, what you can do is say, hey, this is an infinite loop. We can skip to its logical conclusion, and even judges will allow it to happen. So once you get done, then you'll just declare the number of counters you want to have on Gateway. And for my case, I'm going to do 1 Google, so I do not have to worry about it ever. And then finally, what you can do with infinite monster resources is basically everything. Do you want to FTK? Do you want to do hand loops? Do you want to build the most unbreakablest board ever? You can do all of it. But that does mean this, one of the most deranged infinite loops in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now a 2-card combo, which is really what I wanted to show off with this combo. Do I think this has any tournament level playability? No, because these are ultimately Garnets, because while they're very good at summoning monsters, only in reference to exactly themselves, not in reference to anything else. So obviously there's an issue there. But in addition, in a Master Duel or any online simulator, this combo is just not possible. You can't do it in an amount of time that will allow it to happen. But if you can do it in a tournament setting and you just want to goof off with your friends, or maybe even do some gimmicks at like some regional or whatnot, this is something you'll have access to do. But now that we got this combo out of the way, let's show off some more realistic plays, shall we? Now, for some of these demonstrations of realistic plays, I'm just going to like grab random hands with this deck, and this seems like a pretty good one. So we'll go ahead and start with Shien Smoke Signal, and we are going to search a 6 Samurai, and I think for here, we will go ahead and search Kageki, because this hand is bloated with monsters. So we will normal summon Kageki to special summon Hatsume, which now we can special summon Anarchist Monk, which obviously it's not going to be its name, and then special summon Kizan. So on summon number 4 already, but now we are going to synchro summon into Shien, the new one. So Tihi Nibiru, take that, and then obviously Chainlink 1, we get to search with Xian, and then Chainlink 2, we get to search with the new one, and we can search any quick play spell. So we are going to go ahead and search Asceticism, and with Xian, we're going to search the other new tuner, which will be Instructor, and we can special summon that, and then activate Asceticism to go ahead and special summon a 200 attack monster from our deck, which will be another copy of Kageki. Next, we are going to link these two away into Battle Shogun. We are going to discard this, and we are going to add Gateway of the Six. Next, we are going to activate Hatsume, probably one of the best singular one-copy monsters in this deck. You don't want to play too many of them because it's like a follow-up card, but it's very good for mini combos. And because a lot of combos are going to interact with something I'm going to show off soon, you do want a monster that's good with banishing, like Xian's Chancellor or Hatsume. So we are going to banish 2 to special summon the level 3 tuner into a zone like this. So 1 and then 1, 2. Now I'm not so worried about counters being 100% accurate because I need to have it for that last combo, but now that we're in a more relaxed setting, I can do it normally. So now we're going to Synchro Summon into another new Synchro, and this one I find very fascinating. Legendary Kleshla 6 Samurai Enchi. So, it's weird because all of its effects are like alright, but it just so happens that they're all alright in the most hyper-specific scenario to allow it to be very good. Let me show you why. So we're going to remove these counters, and we're going to go ahead and search another copy of Kizan, which will create, of course, more counters. And what we're wanting to do here, we're going to make another Synchro, which, of course, will be another Xian, because this is a soft once per turn. Next, we are going to overlay these 2 level 6 Synchros, that's right, into Beatrice, and we are going to detach the Enchi to dump the level 1 Xian tuner. So Enchi, when it's sent to the graveyard in any way, shape, or form, you can special summon a banished 6 Samurai. And this is what I meant earlier with Hatsume and Enchi Xian's Counselor, ironic enough. There's multiple ways to get back banished 6 Samurai, so you actually do want to have a way to banish 6 Samurais. And both of these are very good at doing it. Because this is a level 6, so you can make Beatrice with. And this one summons a monster with which to make Beatrice with. So we will go ahead and special summon Kageki to this zone, which will put another counter. Another 2 here. Then we'll remove 1, 2, 1, 2 for another Kizan, which will special summon to that zone. 5, 6. And we are going to go ahead and remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to special summon the Xian tuner. And with this, we'll go ahead and synchro. Let's see here. We can go ahead and link these 2 off, synchro those 2 off into Naturia Beast, and then finally we can go ahead and make like an Apollosa. So we can set up some pretty amazing stuff. Now this is probably not the most insane end board, but what's more important is this was just like with a random hand, and this was me kind of gimmicking my way through it. I was taking a much more lax approach because there's way more actively aggressive interactions you can make, because why ever dump Xian Squire when you can detach this and dump like the transaction rollback combo, or like an actual like more serious graveyard materials. I just wanted to show off this in a more casual, interactive setting, despite my board being an indecisive amount of negates. This is kind of what I wanted to show off. There's so much more to do with this deck now, and like, because you can summon a monster negate early, you have some resistance to hand traps. There's so many more open-ended things you can do with the new 6 Samurai cards, and I'm kind of excited for them. I think this is going to be very fun. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video because it took way too long to make, thanks to all these counter issues. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you for watching, and remember, Master Dinnerflex will take your soul.
Set, set.